Okay, let us start with Unit 4. Let us continue with Unit 4, whatever we were doing. We saw what? Minor. Minor points we saw. We actually saw major points relating to a minor. है ना? Yes? Who is competent to enter into contract? Major, sound mind, and not disqualified by law. Who is incompetent to enter into contract? Minor, unsound mind, and who is disqualified by law. Agreement with a minor is void ab initio. Anything for benefit of a minor is valid. Anything where minor has to pay, not valid. Can minor incur a liability? No, he cannot. Can he receive a benefit? Yes, he can. His acts, can he ratify after he attains majority? No, because it will be treated as if there is no consideration. For an agreement with a minor, restitution is not allowed. If a minor takes chocolates, is he bound to pay? Is he bound to return? Also no. Restitution, he can enjoy the chocolates and the money as well, correct? Then rule of estoppel does not apply to a minor, means minor can lie. At the time of taking the loan, he's telling he is major. At the time of repayment, he says, I am the chotu, minor. I am not bound to repay. Can he do that? Yes. Why does law say this? Because law does not want to enforce an unenforceable contract. If law says rule of estoppel applies to a minor, means moneylender can recover money from a minor, correct? Then it means you are enforcing a void agreement. Law does not want that, correct? Next is, can you demand general performance from a minor? Can you demand specific performance from a minor? No. Specific performance will be granted by whom? By the court. It is at the discretion of the court. And when will court grant specific performance? When the goods are rare, when the goods do not have a substitute. Okay? Is guardian liable for the acts of a minor? No. And is minor bound by the acts of a guardian? Also no. But if two conditions are satisfied, minor will be bound, and those conditions are within the scope of his authority and for the benefit of a minor. Okay. Then next one is, can a minor become a partner? Again, yes, but if two conditions are satisfied, the firm is an existing firm and he is admitted only to the profits or benefits of that firm. Can minor be adjudged insolvent? No. Why? Because he cannot take debts only. He cannot incur a liability. He cannot be adjudged insolvent. Can we decide we are insolvent for ourselves? No. Apna friend ke paas paisa nahi hai. He is not giving us any treat only. Can we declare him to be insolvent? No. Who will decide? Court will decide. Is a minor personally liable for necessaries? No. But what is liable? His estate will be liable. And what do you mean by necessaries? Necessaries means all those goods which are required for his condition in life, considering his status and his financial position. Can something which is not roti, kapda and makan be a necessary? Yes. Can a BMW car be a necessary? Yes. A private chopper? Yes, maybe. Depends. Okay. So how do you know what is necessary? It depends on what kind of life he has been living. है ना? Necessary means three things which are necessary goods, necessary services, and loans given to acquire these necessary goods and services. Right? Then can minor be an agent? Yes. Can he be a principal? No. If minor is an agent, principal liability rahega kya? Yes or no? If minor is an agent, will the principal be liable? Yes. That is only the purpose of minor being incompetent, है ना? So even if minor is incompetent, is the principal liable? Yes, but it is risky for the principal, because if minor had incurred some loss or he goes above his authority where it is not required, principal could have claimed damages from the minor, correct? But if he is a minor, principal could claim damages from the agent. But if the agent is a minor, principal cannot claim that, correct? Then can a minor be a shareholder? Again, two conditions to be satisfied: fully paid up shares and by way of transfer, correct? What is the liability of a shareholder? Do you guys know what is the liability of a partner? In case of a partnership firm, partner's liability is unlimited. Means what? Unlimited means what? Means if the debts of the firm cannot be paid, partner has to give that money from his own pocket. Jitna bhi debt rahega, partner has to pay money from his own pocket, correct? But in case of a company, shareholders liability is always limited. Limited to what extent? To the extent of unpaid value on the shares. 10 rupees is the face value. 6 rupees has been paid up. So shareholder ka liability will be how much? Only 4 rupees. Correct? So if entire money is not paid, we say that the shares are partly paid. If entire 10 rupees is paid, the shares are fully paid. If a company has recovered 10 rupees from the shareholder, can company recover anything else from the shareholder? No. Company ka bahut loss ho raha hai. Company does not have the money. Can company take this money from shareholders' pocket? No. So that is why we say shareholders' liability is limited. Limited to what extent? To the extent of unpaid value on the shares. So if a minor wants to be a shareholder, he has to satisfy two conditions. That is, the shares have to be fully paid up and this should be done by way of transfer. If he applies to the company, company will not allot shares to him. Is this okay? Why fully paid up? Relevance is this, that because they are fully paid up now, there is no further liability that the minor will incur towards the company. Correct? Got it? Okay. Next, two more points that we discussed is, can minor be a surety? In a contract of guarantee, can minor be a surety? No. Can minor be an intern? Yes, he can. Another word for intern is article, or another word is apprentice. Okay. Article as such, this word is not like a fully recognized word kind of a thing. We use it. But apprentice is a more recognized word. So apprentice is nothing but intern. Can minor be an intern? Yes, provided he is at least 14 years of age. Okay. Got it? Okay. Yes. Can minor hire an agent? Yes or no? No, because if he is hiring an agent, he is the deemed principal. Correct? Principal has to be competent. Agent may or may not be competent. Okay. Got it? Okay. So second disqualification that we saw is incompetency related. A person, if he is of an unsound mind, he is regarded as incompetent. So again, a person, if he is of a sound mind, he is regarded as competent. Correct? Now what do you mean by sound mind? Sound mind means two things. He is able to understand the contract and he is able to take a rational decision. Now one person, one lawyer, okay, highly qualified lawyer with having a great experience, Saturday night he meets his school friends. Now on Saturday night all of them sit together and have a great time over yummy yummy food and a lot of alcohol. So that night, full party and party he does. In the morning, when he is going back home, he is again not able to walk straight. He is again too much, in that nasha only. He sees the necklace road and he says, wow, what a beautiful road. His friend says, do you want to purchase it? For 1 crore rupees, you can purchase that road. He says, really? Oh wow, I would love to purchase this road. And he enters into a contract to actually purchase that road. Is, firstly, can he actually purchase that road? He cannot. He is a lawyer, a highly qualified person. Is he competent or not competent? If you just talk about this, that he being a lawyer, will he be competent? Yes. If you are talking about the other part where he is in full on nasha, is he competent? No, he is not competent because he is not able to understand what that contract is, and he is not able to take a rational judgment, a rational decision. Okay? Now, when A is purchasing the house from B, he should understand that the house will belong to him. Matlab, from now on, whatever kharcha is going to incur on that house, all of that will be borne by B only. House is for 1 crore rupees. 1 crore bhi to dena hai. How is B going to arrange that? Whether he has the savings, whether he is going to sell his gold, or whether he is going to take a loan, or whatever. He should be in a position to understand this. If he is not able to arrange the finances, he should tell that I am not able, I will not be able to purchase the house. Correct? This means that he is able to understand the contract and he is able to take a rational decision. Will he be regarded of a sound mind if he is able to do both? Yes. Now again, for being of a sound mind means you have to satisfy both these conditions. You should understand the contract and you should take a rational decision. So lawyer is not a person of a sound mind. Yes or no? So Saturday night when he's fully partying, can he enter into contracts on Saturday night? No. Sunday also nasha nasha hai. Can he enter into contracts on Sunday? No. Monday full hosh mein hai. Can he enter into contract on Monday? Yes. So a person who is sometimes of an unsound mind, like on weekends, and is of a sound mind, like on weekdays, can enter into a contract when? On weekdays. That is when he is of a sound mind. Correct? So a person who is sometimes sound, sometimes unsound, can enter into a contract whenever he is of a sound mind. Correct? Is this clear? Now, as per this section, there are three people who are regarded as if they are of an unsound mind. First is a lunatic. Have you heard this word? Lunatic? Yes, lunatic means insane person. Now, lunatic word is derived from the word lunar. Lunar means moon. Lunatic people are actually those people, as the moon becomes a full moon, like moon rises, their madness increases. And as the moon goes away, so by the time Amavasya comes back, they are fine and under control. This is true. I am not making this up. This is true. Lunatic is a person who becomes mad as the moon becomes the full moon. So Purnima ke din, they are uncontrollable. पागल पागल का दौरा पड़ता है उनको. Basically, there was one movie as well. I'm not able to recollect it. Huh? भेड़िया भेड़िया. Okay, listen, I have not seen. Anyway, old movie I'm talking about. I'm not sure even if you were born at that time. But Purnima ke din, I think the actor was Ajay Devgan. Again, I'm not able to 100% recollect. I myself was too small. But so that actor, whenever there would be Purnima, he would be tied to chair, locked in a room with ऐसे horrible chains and all of that. Because on Purnima days, he would become full mad. So tell me, a person like this, can he enter into contract on Purnima day? No. On a full moon day, he cannot. How about on Amavasya? He is totally fine, able to understand, able to take a rational decision. He can enter into a contract on no moon day, on Amavasya days. Correct? So see, a person who is a lunatic, can he still enter into contract? Yes, but when? Amavasya we cannot write in the exam. So what day can he enter into contract? When he is of a sound mind. Correct? So this is called as during lucid interval. Lucid, I will make you write everything, just listen. Lucid interval means that time when he is able to understand and take a rational decision. Okay? So intermittent interval or lucid intervals may, whenever he is entering into a contract, this contract is valid. Okay? Another person who is regarded as if he is incompetent is an idiot. ये word सुना है? Now, who is an idiot? Don't point out to your friend. Who is an idiot? Idiot is that person who is regarded as if he is mentally incapable by birth. सोचो, उसका जो भी mental condition है, it can never be made good. मतलब once an idiot, always an idiot. Lunatic can enter into a contract during lucid intervals. But what about an idiot? He can never enter into contract because he is regarded as if he is mentally deranged by birth and till he is here. So see, actually जो अपन अपने friends को idiot बोलते हैं, such a big गाली we are giving them, है ना? See, what are we actually telling them? Is you are idiot by birth, you are mad by birth, you are never a sane person and you can never be a sane person in your life. That is what we are telling them. If somebody calls you an idiot, you should be full on offended, okay? You should tell them, at least call me lunatic, bhai, ye idiot kya hai? That is what you have to tell them. What is the difference between lunatic and idiot in terms of contract? In terms of contract, lunatic can enter into contract when? During lucid intervals. But what about an idiot? He can never enter into a contract. What about our lawyer, a drunken person? When he is not drunk, can he, when he is sober, can he enter into contract? Yes. Instead of drinking, what about a person who is intoxicated? That guy who is on some drugs, some person who is too high, when he is on drugs, can he enter into a contract? No. But when can he enter into contract? When he is not on drugs. So an intoxicated person can enter into a contract when he is not intoxicated. Correct? So as per this section, what do you mean by a person of of a sound mind? He should be able to do two things. What are the two things? He should understand the contract and take a rational decision. Correct? If he is able to do two things, we regard him as a person of a sound mind. Can a person of a sound mind enter into a contract? Yes. A person who is sometimes sound, sometimes unsound, can he also enter into contract? Yes. But when he is of a sound mind. Correct? What, according to again this section, three people are regarded as if they are not of a sound mind, and they are lunatic, idiots and drunken or intoxicated persons. Let us read this. This section says a person is said to be of a sound mind for the purpose of making the contract if at the time when he makes it he is capable of understanding it and forming a rational judgment as to its effects upon his interest. A person who is usually of a sound mind but occasionally of an unsound mind, usually of an unsound mind, occasionally of a sound mind, can enter into a contract when he is of a sound mind. A person usually of a sound mind, occasionally unsound mind, can enter into contract. Huh? May not enter into contract when he is of an unsound mind. दोनों का मतलब सेम है. Partly sound, partly unsound रहा तो when can he enter into contract? When he is of a sound mind. That's it. Soundness of mind depends upon two things. What are they? He should be able to understand the contents, means understand the contract, and take or form a rational judgment. If a person is incapable of both, he suffers from unsoundness of mind. Whether a party is of a sound mind or not is a question of fact to be decided by the court. Now regarding this, we will talk again in a minute. Contracts of person of an unsound mind. So three log are unsound mind. Who are they? lunatics, idiots, and drunken or intoxicated person. Lunatic is a person who is mentally deranged due to some mental strain or other personal experience. So lunatics are not deranged by birth. कुछ हुआ है उनके लाइफ में, some kind of trauma they have experienced, because of which they have become lunatic. He suffers from intermittent intervals of sanity and insanity. He can enter into contract whenever he is of a sound mind. So this we will also call it as lucid interval or intermittent, this whole thing, intermittent interval of sanity and insanity. So he can enter into contract when he is in that interval of sanity. Okay. Idiot is a person who has completely lost his mental powers. He does not exhibit understanding of even ordinary matters. Actually, we use idiot like this only, no? Basic चीजें समझ में नहीं आता है. What an idiot, है ना? Okay. Idiocy is permanent. देखो. Idiocy is permanent, but lunacy is a periodical insanity with lucid intervals. An agreement with an idiot like that of a minor is void. क्या यार माइनर को इडियट से कंपेयर कर दिया यार. हाउ ओल्ड आर यू? 17? 20? Posing to be a major now? Anyway, rule of estoppel does not apply, right? Okay. So, agreement. Can lunatic enter into contract? Yes. But an idiot? Never. Then drunken or intoxicated person. A drunken or intoxicated person suffers from a temporary incapacity to contract. That is at the time when he is so drunk or so intoxicated that he is incapable of forming a judgment. The position of drunken is similar to that of a lunatic. Okay. So weekends may, should you enter into contract with anybody? You can. You can. But depends who that is and who you are as well. Both, है ना? Every coin has two faces. Agreement entered into by a person of an unsound mind are void. So whenever a person is incompetent, what will happen to the contract? It is void, means it is a void agreement, correct? However, they are liable for necessaries supplied to them or to anyone whom they are legally bound to support. But even in such cases, there is no personal liability. It is only their estate which is liable. Now, to a minor, if suppose a good man gives him food and necessary services, what can that good man do? He can recover from the minor's estate. He cannot recover from the minor personally, correct? Similarly, where a person is of an unsound mind, he is incompetent to contract. If anybody is helping him, see unsound है, वो कुछ काम करके पैसा कमाएगा, we cannot expect that from him. So if any good man is helping him, that good man can recover the money from this person's property. Okay, we are going to discuss this more again under quasi contract unit 8. ठीक है, as of now, do not ask any questions on this. We will discuss this under unit 8. Fine? Is this clear? If a person can understand the contract, yes. If a person is understanding it but he is drunk, then then depends upon his capacity. If a person is drunk, if he is able to understand and take a rational judgment, then contract is valid. But you see, practically what will happen when there are 5 people and one person is fully drunk? He is able to understand. He thinks he is able to understand. He will tell गाड़ी तेरा भाई चलाएगा. तू बोल तू देगा क्या? Will you give it? How much ever he is understanding, he tells नहीं, I know how to put the gear. I know how to turn on. I can operate the clutch brake and accelerator as well. They will understand. They think that they understand, but they don't. Okay? So it is always very risky to enter into contract with a drunk or an intoxicated person. Again, a life lesson today. Okay, if in case you still enter into contract, then who should prove whether the contract is valid or void? Depends. Now listen, if a person is usually, you have to listen, okay? If a person is usually of a sound mind, if you enter into a contract with him, the effect of the contract is, it is valid, correct? But that person who says that he was of an unsound mind at that time has to prove that he was of an unsound mind. Okay, so basically, that person who challenges the validity of the contract has to prove that that person who is of a sound mind at that time of entering was of an unsound mind. Okay, if a person is usually of an unsound mind, can he still enter into a contract? Yes, but when? Only when he is of a sound mind. So that person who says that the contract is valid is the person who should prove that when he entered into a contract, he was of a sound mind. Okay? So that person who affirms the contract has to prove that he was of a sound mind. Now, this burden of proof is given to some particular person to prove whether the contract is valid or void. Correct? This burden of proof is also called as onus of proof. ONUS. So, onus of proof means who is actually the person who is responsible to prove whether the contract is valid or void depends upon whether that person is usually of a sound mind or usually of an unsound mind. If the person is usually of a sound mind, when you entered into a contract, he was unsound, has to be proved by the person who is telling that the contract is not valid. That person who is usually of an unsound mind, the person who says the contract is valid has to prove that he was of a sound mind. I'm sure थोड़ा सा घपला हो गया दिमाग में. We will write this point and again I will explain it. Okay? So we don't have anything to write over here because बाकी सब तो easy है. Understand and rational judgment, you must have understood that. Lunatic, did you understand lunatic? Did the idiots understand idiots as well? Yes. Drunken and intoxicated person also you understood. So we just have to write burden of proof. Put the heading as persons of unsound mind. इसके नीचे we are seeing burden of proof. अरे यार ब्रेक नहीं है. Okay, write this. Case number 1. When a person, don't see because I'm telling something else and I'm writing something else. So when a person is usually of a sound mind, when a person usually is of a sound mind, right? The burden of proving, that he was of an unsound mind the burden of proving that he was of an unsound mind at the time of the contract lies on the person who challenges the validity of the contract. Okay, write in bracket means that person who says that the contract is void. Means that person who says the contract is void. Next one. Where a person is usually of an unsound mind. That person who is usually of an unsound mind. The burden of proving the burden of proving that he was of a sound mind. The burden of proving that he was of a sound mind at the time of the contract lies on the person who affirms it. Means the one who says. The one who says that the contract is, tell me, valid. The one who says the contract is valid. Okay, so this case now, where a person is drunk but he tells that he is understanding the contract, which case will he fall under? Usually of a sound mind. So that person, if he has entered into a contract with some other person, whoever wants to make that contract as void, it can be your drunk friend or it can be the other person. He has to prove that at that time he was not in his senses and he did not know. That is why he entered into that contract. Okay. So always, whenever you're entering into any contract with a person who is of a sound or an unsound mind, there will be a burden of proof. In case he is usually of a sound mind, burden of proof will be on that person who is challenging the validity of the contract. Means that person who is telling that he was unsound, he has to prove it. And if usually a person is of an unsound mind, that person who says that the contract is valid, that person has to prove it. Did you understand this? Yes, you will understand this, but you will not be able to frame a sentence unless you actually learn this sentence. See in your book without talking out loudly, read it in your mind 2 times. Others read. If a person is 50-50, 50-50 means according to him partly sound and partly unsound, right? 50-50 nahi hota. If he is able to understand or if he is able to take a rational decision, sound. If he is not able to do it, unsound. See, either you can be sound or you can be unsound, no? If I have a burger in my hand, either I am eating it or not eating it. If I am partly eating it, I am still eating it. So there is no 50-50. Usually 50-50 kya hai yaar? Never like that. Never like that. What if he what if he is dyslexic? If even if he is dyslexic, according to this section, only 3 people are regarded as of an unsound mind. Okay, those 3 people are 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Read this. I will ask this sentence to anybody randomly, and you will have to tell it correctly, of course. He will get the 2 lakhs because he was able to understand at that time and he understood and went and got the bag. Okay. See 2 things, whether he is able to do it, and that will help you determine whether contract is valid or void, and those 2 things are if he is able to understand, if he is able to take a rational decision. Okay. So a person is mostly like the lawyer. Person is mostly of a sound mind. Can he enter into a contract? Yes. But if he is entering into a contract on Saturday or Sunday, he himself says that the contract is valid. But if the other person tells that it is not a valid contract, he has to prove that Saturday night this lawyer was drunk. Correct? Did you get it? So that person who is challenging the validity will have to prove that he was incompetent. Normally a person is unsound only. Very few times he is of a sound mind. So very few times he may enter into a contract. So the person who is telling that when he entered into a contract he was of a sound mind has to prove that. Is this clear? Yes. Now who is incompetent to enter into contract? Minor, unsound mind, and who is disqualified by law. According to law, these 5 people are regarded as if they are disqualified and they are alien enemies, foreign sovereigns, their staff and representatives of a foreign state, joint stock corporations and corporation incorporated under special act, insolvent and a convict. Listen, what do you mean by alien? No jadoo, no PK. What do you mean by alien? Alien means that person who is not an Indian. Nahi, not that person. That other place, that other country which is not India. Okay? So, alien friend हो सकता है? Yes, our Modi ji spends so much on foreign travels that we have a lot of alien friends, correct? Can we enter into a contract with an alien friend? Yes, benefit ho raha hai, you can enter. But what do you mean by an alien enemy? Alien enemy means that country which is at war with India. So whoever is Desh ka dushman will also be treated as he is apna dushman. We cannot enter into a contract with him. If you are entering into a contract with a person who is in an alien enemy country, this contract will be regarded as if it is void. You cannot enforce this contract. Okay? When a war is going on, that country will be an alien enemy. Just because you hate somebody, that country does not become an alien enemy. Okay? कितना भी तुमको गुस्सा आ रहा है, maybe COVID related or maybe some other thing related, that country will be alien enemy only when there is a war. Okay? Now, sometimes there is a possibility that a person in India has entered into a contract with a person in a alien who is an alien friend. हो सकता है ऐसे. So you have entered into a contract with some other person who is in a friendly country. Now, after entering into a contract, a war breaks out. So war पहले नहीं था. So that person was not an alien enemy. But now he has become an alien enemy. So what will happen to the contract? It will become a void contract, correct? Now see, the effect of the contract will be that during the war, the contract will be suspended. Okay? Once the war is completed, that contract may or may not be revived. Meaning, when the contract is suspended, either it can get dissolved or it can be revived. When a war is going on, can you enter into a fresh contract with a person of that country? You cannot. But law says you can if central government gives permission. But tell me, will CG give permission? No. So you cannot enter into a contract when a war is going on. But what will happen to the contracts which you have entered before the war? During the war, they are suspended, and after the war, they may be either dissolved or they may be revived. Is this okay? Is this clear? So, whenever we are talking about an alien enemy, we talk about the contracts in two stages. First stage is when you have entered into a contract before the war, meaning the war has broken out after entering into a contract, or a fresh contract during war. So before you have entered into a contract, during war that contract is suspended. After war it may be either dissolved or it may be revived. Can you enter into a fresh contract during war? You cannot. But if CG gives permission, central government gives permission, you can enter into a contract. Okay. How about a contract with an alien friend? Alien friend always valid. Say for example, India is at war with a country. Say the name of the country is P. I'm not taking any name. So India is at war with the country P. There is an Indian who is in that country P. जिसके साथ you want to enter into a contract. Indian, you are Indian. He is also Indian over there. What about the contract? Will it be valid or void? It will be void. A person living over there, even if he is an Indian, the contract will still be void. Okay? So, alien enemy. An alien, the subject of a foreign state. See, subject it says, is a person who is not a subject of Republic of India. So, we all are subjects of Republic of India. He may be an alien friend or an alien enemy. Contract with an alien friend, that is an alien whose state is at peace with Republic of India, subject to certain restrictions, are valid. Alien friend के साथ contract will be valid. Contract with an alien enemy, that is an alien whose state is at war with Republic of India, may be read under two heads. One is contract during the war and one is contract made before the war. During the continuance of the war, an alien enemy can neither contract with an alien Indian subject nor he can sue in an Indian court. He can do so only if he receives a license from the central government. So this is what during the war. During the war, can you enter into a contract? No. But if CG gives the permission, you can enter into a contract. Contract made before the war, what will be happen to them? They will be suspended or they will be dissolved. They will be dissolved if they are against public policy or if their performance would benefit the enemy. If India is supplying missiles to a person in country P and India and country P are at a war, they will use the missiles to fire on us only, correct? So are we at a benefit over here? No, they are at a benefit. This kind of contract will be dissolved, okay? If it is a food related contract, maybe it may continue. Clothes related contract hai, it may continue. But during the war, kuch bhi continue nahi hoga. It will be suspended. It will be revived when? After the war is over. So if it would result in benefit. For this purpose, even an Indian who resides voluntarily in a hostile country or who is carrying on the business there, he also will be treated as if he is an alien enemy. So Indian in a country P, war chal raha hai India and P ka, that also person will be regarded as if he is an alien enemy. Fine. So seeing this, alien means two types. Who are they? Alien friend or alien enemy. Alien friend के साथ any contract is valid. Alien enemy के contracts we read under two heads. One is contract during war and contract before war. During war, can you enter into fresh contract? No. But if CG gives approval, you can enter. And before war, if you have entered, the contract will be suspended or it will be dissolved. When will it be dissolved? When the performance benefits the enemy or it is against public policy. When it benefits the enemy, it will be dissolved. If not, it can be just suspended and revived later. Correct? Yes? Is this clear? Okay. Next person who is disqualified by law is a foreign sovereign. What do you mean by foreign sovereign? Or diplomatic staff or accredited representative of a foreign state. What do you mean by these? These are basically foreign ambassadors. So their president, their prime minister, their governor, mayor or whatever, any kind of official who is coming from a foreign land to India is a person who is disqualified by law. Meaning, if you supply goods to him, but he does not pay the price, can you file a suit on him? You cannot file a suit on him. When Obama was the president of US, he had come to India. Do you guys remember that? Yes. When he had come to India, he stayed in which hotel? He stayed in Mumbai and he stayed in Taj. Correct. Now, when he stayed in Taj, what they do is, not only is that entire floor booked for him, उसके ऊपर के दो फ्लोर्स, नीचे के दो फ्लोर्स are booked for his bodyguards, and बाकी पूरा hotel almost is emptied. And not just when he arrives, but even much 10-15 days before his arrival, to a few days after he leaves, the entire hotel is booked. This hotel bill will be paid by whom? Will be paid by their government. US government will be paying this. But if they do not pay it, can we file a suit on them? We cannot file a suit on them. We cannot file. We can file in these two cases. Listen, first case is where CG gives permission. Think and tell me, will CG give permission? CG will tell, तुमको तुम्हारा 1 crore पड़ा है. I am bothered over here about 130 crore Indians. Do not file a suit. CG will not give permission because CG wants to maintain relations. But if CG tells you can file a suit on Obama and recover this, then can you file a suit? Yes. Or second case, where that foreign sovereign himself voluntarily surrenders. We know that Obama is a nice person, right? If suppose Obama would have told, I am not able to pay this bill, you come and arrest me, you come and file a suit on me. Can we file a suit on him then? Yes, we can. So basically he is telling, bell mujhe maar, hai na? If he does that himself, we can file a suit on him. Okay? Now listen. So normally on foreign sovereigns or their staff, can we file any suit? We cannot. But we can file in these two cases. Those two cases are what? Where CG gives permission or where he himself voluntarily surrenders. Okay? Now any food that is prepared, their food first goes to a lab for testing, after which the food is given to them. So they order for some food, test is cleared, they eat that food and it is so spicy. They are not able to take it. It is so spicy. They want to file a suit on us. They want to file a suit on Taj. Can they do that? Yes. Special privileges are given to them. They can file a suit on us. But can we file a suit on them? We cannot. Okay? See, their hotel bill runs in crores if they do not pay. So actually speaking, their government pays, but let us just consider for now that Obama is only paying. So if Obama pays, Obama does not pay, can we file a suit on him? We cannot. But if the food is spicy, can he file a suit on us? Yes, he can. वॉक करते करते उसको होटल में कुछ तो एक कीला लग गया, मच्छर काट लिया, something has happened to him. Can he file a suit on us? Yes, he can. Can we file a suit on him? We cannot. Okay. Once again, I am telling you, special privileges are given to them. They are a little, this is a little different type of incompetency. They can file a suit on us, but we cannot file a suit on them. Is this clear? So any person who is a foreign sovereign, so they have special privileges. They can sue others to enforce a contract, but they generally cannot be sued except under these situations, which are they voluntarily submit themselves to the court, and a person intending to sue them gets the approval of a central government. So where CG approves or where he voluntarily surrenders, then only we can file a suit. Is this clear? Okay. So foreign sovereigns have got special privileges. Can they file a suit on us? Yes. Can we file a suit on them? We cannot. Okay. Then joint stock corporations or corporation incorporated under special act. Now, according to law, there are two types of persons. One person is a natural person. Another type of person, artificial person. Natural person means who? Human beings, you and I. Artificial person means those persons whom we cannot see but who exist in papers. They have got a legal validity. One such example is a company. Whenever a company follows the procedure of incorporation and gets itself incorporated, it is a separate legal entity having an existence in its own name. Can a company enter into a contract? Yes. Can company do it by itself in its own name? Yes, it can do so. The two very important documents that a company has are what? Correct. Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. Memorandum of Association have got certain paras or points which we call as clauses. Correct? What are the clauses in memorandum? Name clause. Name clause. Correct. Then capital clause. Okay. Then object clause. Correct. What else? Registered office clause. Correct. What else? You're the only one who studied 12th, I believe. You didn't have it. Left it in choice. Acha, it was in 11th. It was deleted from your syllabus. Oh. Okay, listen. Pata bhi hoga to bhi sun lo. The way I explain, I'm sure nobody does. So sun lo. The clauses that are there in memorandum are these. They are name clause, registered office clause, object clause, liability clause, association clause, and capital clause. The clauses of memorandum have to be in a particular order only. Even though we are saying it is actually narrow lac, it is actually narrow-ka. Okay? It is not narrow lac anymore. It is narrow-ka. What is that? First clause is name clause. Name clause will have what? The name of the company. Okay, all those who did not have this memorandum. See, we are humans, we have our own brain. We know we can read a law and we will know what is the thing that we can do or cannot do. That brain, does the company have? No, because company is an artificial person. So we have to tell the company what it can do and what it cannot do, and how will we tell it is by these documents. Okay. So first clause is the name clause, which presents the name of the company. Second clause is registered office clause, also called as situation clause. Okay. Situation talks about that place where the registered office is situated. That state where the registered office is situated. We are going to discuss more of this under Companies Act, but just giving you an idea for now. Object clause means what? Object, correct. Object means the purpose of the company. So why are you forming this company for? For doing what kind of business? Will be specified under object clause. Liability clause talks about liability of सोच के बताओ liability of the members. See, company का liability हमेशा रहेगा ही. Company is always liable for its debts. But how much are the members liable? That will be present over here. Again, we are going to discuss more under Companies Act. But as of now, if it is a company having a share capital, members will be liable to pay how much money? To the extent of unpaid value of shares. This point will be present under liability clause. Okay. The next clause is C, capital clause. Capital clause is the authorized capital of a company, which means maximum capital that a company can raise by issuing the shares. It will be present in this clause. Okay. And last is association clause. See, it is a company. Sometimes when we go out with our friends, we say what a great company it is, है ना? We are basically telling what a great group of people these are. When you want to incorporate a company, also you need certain other people with you. That people, those people are nothing but association of persons. Okay? Also called as subscribers. Subscribers to memorandum. Again, we will discuss all of this. But did you understand the basics? So these clauses are present in memorandum. Okay? So what is the thing, which is the clause which gives the powers to a company to enter into specific contract? Are you understanding my question? कि company ये contract कर सकता है या नहीं? Where or in which clause is this power given? Correct, in the object clause. For example, Tata Steel Company can purchase raw material for making steel, can process this raw steel, can make it into a final steel and sell this steel. Correct? Tata Tea Company, they can purchase tea estates, they can grow trees, they can reap these tree leaves, they can dry this, they can make tea powders, package it into boxes and sell this. Correct? ये कहां पर mentioned है? It is mentioned in their object clause. Can Tata Tea Company enter into a contract to process steel? Can it do so? It cannot, because it is not present in the object clause of Tata Tea Company. Are you understanding it? So what is that thing that a company can do or cannot do is present. The powers of a company are present in the object clause of memorandum. Is this okay? So whenever a company is entering into any transaction which is beyond its MOA, meaning it is beyond its object clause, what is going to happen? It will be void, because company is treated as if it is incompetent. Is this okay? Is company competent to enter into a contract? Yes, it is. When will company be incompetent? When it is entering into any transaction which is beyond its powers. which is beyond its object clause, also called as beyond its MOA. So, can a Tata Tea company enter into a contract to purchase steel? No. Can Tata Steel company enter into contract to purchase tea estate? Yes or no? Tata Steel wants to purchase a tea estate. Can they? They cannot, because their object clause does not permit. If they are entering into such a contract, it is void. It is beyond the powers of the company. It is beyond their MOA. Are you understanding this? So these kind of transactions are called ultra virus transactions. Ultra means beyond, virus means powers of the company. Is this okay? So, can a company be incompetent? Yes or no? Yes, it can. When? When it enters into transactions which are beyond its powers, beyond the MOA or beyond the powers of the company. So, when it enters into ultra virus transaction. We spoke about a company, and company is governed under what? Under Companies Act. Can there be other artificial persons like this who are governed under other acts? Yes. Can they also have any such clauses like how we have clauses of MOA? Can they also have like that? Yes. Can their powers also be specified? Yes. And if they are entering into a transaction which is beyond their power, they will be regarded as if they are incompetent. The act is an ultra virus act, and the company is incompetent. Is this okay? So any contract that you enter into with a company which is beyond its powers is void. Why is it void? Because company is incompetent for that purpose. Did you get it? Let us read. Corporation. You can, as of now, instead of corporation, you can think it is a company only. Okay. So, a corporation is an artificial person created by law having a legal existence apart from its members, meaning it has a separate legal existence. It may come into existence by a special act of legislature or by registration under the Companies Act 2013. Change that. As regards a statutory corporation, that is a corporation formed by special act of legislature, its contractual capacity is limited by a statute governing it. So their act will specify what their contractual capacity is. As regards a corporation formed under Companies Act, so over here we are talking about a company, its contractual capacity is regulated by the terms of its MOA and provisions of Companies Act. If it exceeds its powers, whether expressly conferred or derived by reasonable implication, this contract is ultra virus the company and it is void. Further, it cannot enter into contracts of strictly personal nature, as it is a contract, as it is an artificial person and not a natural person. So, for Companies Act, the clauses that we have are present in MOA. If it is any other artificial person formed under any other act, their act will tell the powers of that artificial person. If that artificial person is entering into a contract which is beyond its powers, such kind of contract is void. It is called as ultra virus transaction. Is this clear? So company ke powers are given where? In the MOA. In what clause? Object clause. If a company is doing anything which is not in its powers, company is incompetent for that purpose. That act will be called as an ultra virus act. Contract with the company will be void. Clear? Simple? Next one, insolvent. We know who an insolvent is? Insolvent is a no, not a minor. Insolvent is a person who is declared insolvent by a court. So what will court do is take all of his assets. Court will appoint a person called as official assignee. So all those assets are that assignee. What that official assignee does is sells off the assets and pays off his liability. So assets are now gone to whom? Official assignee. Can the insolvent sell his asset? No. Why? He does not have a right now. Court has taken away that right and given it to the official assignee. Correct? So for the purpose of those assets and liabilities, insolvent person is incompetent. Correct? Now see, till now he has done some business. He has lost a lot of money. He has shown two assets and big liabilities. He applies to the court for insolvency. Abhi kya? Should he give up on life and just die? No, he wants to get better. He has a nice skill of painting. He can actually really paint well. So he decides to start painting. Can he decide, can he start painting, make paintings and sell the painting? Yes or no? Can somebody enter into a contract with him? Yes, they can, because this is the contract of personal nature, not with respect to the asset. Are you understanding it? So assets and liabilities are now transferred to official assignee. So asset related contract can he enter into? He cannot. What about some other contracts that he want to enter into? Yes. Somebody tells him that you are good at administration. I will hire you for being the administrator. Can he do that as well? Yes. So service related contracts also, can he enter? Yes, he can. So basically only assets and liabilities related contract ke liye he is an incompetent person. Correct? Tell me, can an insolvent person get married? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, it is a contract of personal nature. The question over here is who will marry him? Correct? He can get married, but who will marry him? That is the question, right? So why is an insolvent incompetent? Why is an insolvent incompetent? Because his assets and liabilities are transferred to official assignee. Correct. Where a debtor is adjudged insolvent, his property vests means is given to or is transferred to or lies in. So his property vests with the official assignee or official receiver. As such, the insolvent is deprived of his power to deal in that property. So property related contracts can he enter into? No. It is only the official receiver who can enter into a contract relating to that property, and he will be sued or he can file a suit on. But insolvent pay, you cannot file a suit with respect to that property. But if it is a contract, you can continue that sentence. If it is a contract of personal nature or it is service related contract. If it is a contract of personal nature or if it is a service related contract, he can enter into such contracts and they will be valid. So he can enter into such contracts and they will be valid. Got it? Last person who is incompetent to enter into a contract because he is disqualified by law is a convict. Who is a convict? That person who is in jail. So when a person is in jail, he is regarded as disqualified. You cannot enter into contract with him. Before he goes to jail, can you enter into a contract? Yes. After he comes out of jail, can you enter into contract? Yes. But while he is in jail, you cannot enter into any fresh contract with him. But if he is released on a parole, sometimes also called as ticket of leave, not bail. Why not bail? Because bail is granted to a person who is yet to go to jail. So without you going to jail, if you are roaming out, it is bail. After you go to jail, you get out, it is parole. Okay. So under certain cases, we have some different acts for that. But under those cases, when he is out on parole, he can enter into contract. Okay. Sanjay Dutt, he was arrested for his cases, and when he was in jail, PK movie shooting was going on. He was out only for those certain days for shooting for that particular movie. So when he is out on his parole, you may enter into a contract with him. But before he went to jail, can you enter into contract with a convict? Yes. After he comes out of jail, can you enter into contract with him? Answer is yes. Now listen, monetary transactions. Law of limitation says that the debt is recoverable for a period of only 3 years. Means what? Means who can file a suit on whom? Creditor can file a suit on the debtor only within a period of 3 years. After 3 years, what will happen? This debt is not enforceable by law, correct? Which means debtor is under no obligation to pay this money, right? Now say on 1st of Jan, 1st of Jan 2021, the creditor advances money to the debtor does not pay from that date only. So say for example, the date of default is 1st of Jan 2021. What should the creditor do is, if he wants to file a suit, he has to file a suit within 3 years. So 3 years kab se kab tak? Matlab entire 21, entire 22 and 23. Okay. So again, say the date of the loan is 31st December 2020. The date of default is 1st Jan 2021. So 3 years from that date, he can file a suit. As of now, I am just taking these round years like 21, 22 and 23. So last date say for filing a suit is 31st December 23. Correct? Now what happens is on 1st of Jan 22, this debtor goes to jail and he is serving a period of 5 years. 5 years he is serving, matlab he will come out when? Only in 27, correct? But if the creditor wants to file a suit, he could file a suit only till 23. Basically, what has happened over here is creditor has lost his right to file a suit because when the debtor is in jail, can you file a suit on him? No. So we are taking away the right from the creditor to file a suit, hai na? So law says for the time when this convict was in jail, the law of limitation is suspended. Meaning 22 से लेकर 27, the time is fully suspended. He will have 2 more years to file a suit after this guy comes out in 27. Okay. So he can file a suit even in 2028, even in 2029. That is like a right that is given to him. Okay. So when a person is in jail, can you enter into contract with him? No. Before he goes to jail, can you do so? Yes. After he comes out of jail, can you do so? Yes. And during the jail time, the law of limitation is also suspended. Okay, clear? So see, convict. A convict when undergoing imprisonment. So basically, if he is not undergoing imprisonment, we do not call him a convict. Okay? So convict is a person who is in jail. If he is not in jail, we do not even call him a convict. He may be accused. We may call him as an accused person, but jail ke andar nahi rahega wo. Only a convict is a person who is in jail. So a convict when undergoing imprisonment is incapable of entering into a contract. He can, however, enter or sue on a contract if he is lawfully at large. At large means if he is out on a license called as ticket of leave. This incapacity to contract or to sue on a contract comes to an end when the period of sentence expires or when he is pardoned. Pardon means what? Waived. Uska jo bhi imprisonment time tha, that is waived. So instead of 5 years, if that guy is released in 3 years only, he will remain incompetent only for a period of 3 years. He will not remain incompetent for a period of entire 5 years. So law of limitation will be suspended for 3 years or 5 years? For 3 years only. Is this okay? Now tell me, who is the person who is disqualified from entering into contract? How many people do we have? We have 5 people. Who are they? Alien enemies, foreign sovereigns, etc. Then artificial person. Now instead of joint stock companies, can we say artificial persons? Yes. Next one will be insolvent. Next one will be convict. Ekdam listen quickly. Alien can be either an alien friend or an alien enemy. Contract with alien friend will be valid. Contract with alien enemy is void. We will read this status, his status under these two heads. Contract entered during the war, contract entered before war. During the war, can you enter into contract with him? No. But you can if CG gives permission. What will happen to the contract which you enter before war? They are either suspended or they are dissolved. When will they be suspended or when they will be dissolved? Dissolved in case of it is benefiting to the enemy. And after the war again, they may be revived. Correct? What about foreign sovereigns? They have got special privileges. Can they file a suit on us? Yes. Means can they file a suit on Indian, in Indian court? Yes, they can. But can we file a suit on them? No. But we can file in two cases. If they voluntarily surrender themselves and if CG gives approval. What about artificial person? They have a separate legal existence. If it is a company, company is governed by the clauses in the MOA. If it is any other artificial person, they will be governed by their own act. See, हर किसी को कुछ ना कुछ act will apply. If it's a company, we have Companies Act, correct? Bank अगर रहा तो there is a Banking Regulation Act. So like that, every artificial person will have their own act, correct? So the competency or what are the things that that artificial person can do or cannot do will be present under that particular act. Instead of the word act, the word used over here is statute. Statute means an act, nothing else. Okay? So if it is a company, powers of the company are given where? In the MOA. Where in MOA? In the object clause. So when will a company be incompetent? When it is doing something which is beyond its object clause. We can also say it is beyond, correct, we can say it is ultra virus. So ultra virus, the powers of a company. It will be, company will be incompetent and this kind of contract will be void. Insolvent person, his property is transferred to official assignee. So with respect to his property, can he enter into any contract? No. But he wants another chance at life. Can he enter into contracts which are of personal nature? Yes. Can he enter into service contracts as well? Yes. Can he also enter into contract of marriage? Yes. But who will marry? That we don't know, right? And last one is a convict. Convict is a person who is in jail. So he is undergoing imprisonment. Can you enter into a contract with a convict before he went to a jail? After he comes out of jail, yes. But during jail, you cannot. Correct? But in case of, what does law of limitation say? The law of limitation when he is in jail is suspended. Okay? I will make you write all of this. I want you to write even the clauses of memorandum. But since time is up today, we will do that in the next class. Okay? So I'm ending the session today. Online live students, in case you have any questions, you can ask.